What we're making is wild rice and the tomato okra dish. Trusty cast iron frying pans over here. I'm taking care of my mom who has dementia. Lately, my mom's tastes are changing. She's suddenly not liking things that she's always liked. I thought maybe if we tried some of the stuff that her mom used to make and that my mom used to make when I was growing up, get this heated up, that might be a way to expand her narrowing palate. Today, we're making wild rice with mushrooms. I need to wait for this to come to a boil. Once it does, I'm gonna place the lid on and leave it on for about half an hour. The next thing I wanna do is get my onions and shallots, get the garlic in there, pull some fresh rosemary and thyme, some wild BC mushrooms. The other dish is like a stewed tomato with diced okra. Same base for the okra dish. Onions and shallots, green onion, now okra. And these can go into the pan. The okra goes with stewed tomatoes. These are dishes that my mom introduced me to. The wild rice is a Native American staple that comes from that part of our ancestry. We actually migrated to Canada from Oklahoma, and so the okra dish comes from the southern United States. Once I realized that it wasn't going to be made for me, I took it upon myself to learn. Having a mom with Alzheimer's is really complex. My full-time occupation is caring for her. And when I'm telling people what I do, they don't really understand. People will often make a comment in response to that and say, "Oh, so you're unemployed?" And I said, "No, I said I'm a caregiver." Also, like the patient themselves is hell-bent on not acknowledging any of your contributions because they really want to believe that they're doing it for themselves. And so I hear a lot within the household, you don't do anything, you never do anything. That's like a constant theme. So to have that feedback when I go out into the community and so invalidating and so unfair. I'm gonna add the rice in here and then I mix the mushroom and celery mix into it and they all get stirred in together. Okay, do you want to have some?
Sure, yeah.
Does it look familiar to you?
Not really.
You're basically living in a world where there's dual realities. It makes you start to feel like maybe your perception is wrong. Do you recognize the rice at all?
Kinda.
Does it look like what Grandma used to make?
I can't remember much about that.
At first it was pretty devastating that she didn't recognize me, but it also, she's not as quick to snap at me, not knowing who I am. I think like when she recognizes that that's her kid, she wants to be more bossy. And when she doesn't recognize that it's her kid, she's more amiable. Do you remember making okra?
I remember hearing about it, but I don't really remember.
And then what about the black wild rice? Do you recognize that at all?
I remember hearing it, and I don't really remember what it tasted like.
Are you happy that I made it?
Yes, very.
Are you gonna want to eat it every day for the next 3 days? We have actually a lot. Being a caregiver for somebody with dementia is like the hardest thing I've ever done, but cooking helps. And it's definitely like one of those sort of autopilot, like Zen type of things. Also, I can really like get lost in that zone for quite some time. And it's just like a happy place.
And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way, oh, I'm making my way. I go soul.